Hey ratbags, it's Jade. Today I'm going to take you through every Windswept hill location where you'll find eggs, chests, as well as the effigies that will help you improve so that you can capture higher level pals. The Windswept hills is the first area that you can spawn, and I'm going to guide you through some of the key areas. So you've got to keep up a bit fast. It involves you having maybe some stamina, or actually doing this a bit later on when you unlock either the grapple gun or a flying mount, or you've just got more stamina to climb. But it's worth seeing some of these locations specifically for the eggs. After a few in-game days, eggs will respawn. It's worth stocking up on these PAL eggs now because they're your best chance at getting some unique PALs later on, so it's definitely worth seeing how many you can get early. On top of that, it takes a while, but chests do respawn as well. I first thought they didn't, but it all depends on your gameplay settings. If you have continuous day, they won't. It does need a good few days for it to happen. So as soon as you spawn in, you can actually go back down the stairs where you come, and you should find a golden chest in this first area. I missed it at first, and then I decided to wait until proper daylight so that I could actually show and see everything around. But here it is on the map, and this will give you a bunch of resources, and sometimes you'll get a copper key. And so far, that's where I found you get copper keys from. They will be sometimes in golden chests. And as I'll show you later, these are what you need to go ahead and open up red chests. So you can't really get lost, you just go down the stairs of these ruins, down the back way, and this also leads to where you'll find a boss cave eventually too. You'll find another golden chest just on this platform underneath the arches. You get resources, gold, spheres, but more importantly, PAL souls, which you can use to level up your PALs. So always get a chest. Then we've got the eggs. Now these eggs will actually have a chance to be different every time, but they'll be in the same location. So you may not come across an ice egg, it might be a fire egg, it might be a dark egg, but they'll usually be in that same location. So that first one's easy to spot on top of the ruins as you make your way down the stairs. Eventually you'll go all the way down to the beach. You'll notice one of the first dungeons. This is where you can get sulfur, coal, as well as bigger deposits of palladium. You'll also find alpha pals in here as well to fight, basically mini bosses. But we're not doing that today. Instead, turn around, keep hugging the beach, going along, and you'll come across one of these effigies. You need to collect tons of these, and this increases your abilities to get higher level pals. You obviously need to be higher level as well. You'll use these at the pal statue that you can build later. Next up, there's two ways to do this. I've made some change to the settings, which mean I can swim more, and you can swim all the way around the edge of that cliff from where we just were. Be warned, if you do run out of stamina, you will actually start to die in the water, so it is something a bit risky. You're probably better off, if you're playing it with just vanilla settings, running down the mountain. Go and check out my guide for them settings if you want to know how to increase and make the game a bit easier too. And eventually you'll end up at the bottom of this area here where I picked up another egg. Otherwise you can just run down the mountain and you'll be at the same spot, and you can activate this fast travel point. It's literally at the end, you can't really miss it as it's kind of guiding you through down the hill, and this is the fast travel point, and that egg is really super close by as I showed you on the map. Then from here we're actually going to hug the left hand side again because there's a small little cliff side here, and again there'll be another egg just waiting at the bottom. So yeah, keep going and checking these eggs every few days to see if any more have spawned, as you definitely want to have a lot of them once you get the egg incubator, which you'll get once you've got some ancient points from defeating a boss or an alpha pal. And as you can see, literally just opposite the actual fast travel statue, you've got this golden chest just by the cliff here. If you're facing uphill and then stick to the left hand side, pretty close to that fast travel point alongside the river, you'll also start to find even more eggs right here at the end here. Directly above you, you'll notice there's actually two cliffs almost touching at the very top. It literally spans that river that we're close to, and that's where you want to get up to right now. Maybe bring some wood with you because you can build a little foundation and stairway and actually do a jump across to get hold of some very unique fruits that can give your pal new abilities. There's obviously another egg here, and there is also a effigy, so obviously a great place to come to get all of this early game. The fruits will be hanging from the tree, so go ahead and make sure you pick them all. These special fruits will give your pals different abilities, so you can feed them to them and they'll give them extra or new abilities. They can gain them themselves anyway, but this is like a faster way to get some of them or giving them new ones. You can't do anything with this tree either, no harvesting, it's just there. And I'm sure there's many more on the map, so I will try and do a video showing location of all of them, but there you go, that's where it is. So you can run down the hill and get back to that fast travel point if you want, or build another foundation and jump across. You might be able to do it without that, but I was not taking any risks. If you keep hugging the left hand side of that cliff, You may have to actually drop down 1 or maybe 2 parts. You will come across another golden chest. And again, here it is, the north side of this first island. And then it's a bit cheaty here. Again, you're going to have to be careful. If you don't have a lot of health, you might end up dying. This is why it's a good point to come here once you've got a tame that can fly, or just other ways to get around. But if you keep dropping down and keep following the north side, basically the left hand side when you're facing this direction, you will eventually come to another plateau with trees, and you can see on the edge of this map here another golden chest. Why are these so important? Well, gold coins will allow you to buy stuff from a trader, and they're pretty expensive, some of the stuff. You can get schematics for armors and blueprints and items that will basically give you access to stuff earlier. Now, you might struggle to get back up, so you have got to be a bit more careful, making sure you either bring wood that you can build, or certainly, yeah, you've got enough stamina, and then you'll find this purple chest again just here. It's meant to be that blue chests give you a chance to get small souls, the purple give you medium-sized souls, and then the gold sometimes can drop golden souls. But yeah, they are rare drops sometimes. So you've been following that, we've pretty much done a loop, and we're almost back at the very beginning. So next up, as soon as you come into the first area where you're meant to actually progress down the hill and you've activated that fast travel point, if you look to the left hand side, you'll notice there's some small boulders and cliffs leading up to the ruins, and that's eventually where we're going to go, because again there's more items here. You'll be able to jump up here and you should find another egg, and again remember these eggs could be different for you, but they will be an egg there. And if you clamber all the way up to the ruins, you might find things like spheres and just other pieces of good loot lying around all these ruins. If you've got the stamina, or as soon as you get a flying mount, be able to climb the tower, and here you've got another effigy. I will talk about the effigies and how to get higher level pals in another video, but yeah, here's the location of another one. Facing downhill and then to the left hand side, to clamber back down all the way down. Keep going along the cliffs and you should see the stairways to your left hand side. You want to clamber across this little gap to get up. As always, I'm showing you guys on the map as well so you can check it. And this is the location of a dark red chest. And as you can see, you get a random different type of schematic, so you'll be able to basically craft and make some of these maybe a bit earlier without using any experience points. If you keep hugging again that cliff as you're going downhill, you will be able to find another egg on this location just here. And then this one, I kind of kept going downhill a little bit, keeping again looking at the left hand side cliffs, because there was another egg location and another chest. Once you picked up this egg, if you keep going along this little plateau here just underneath, you should be able to find another purple chest. These tend to have better spheres in them to capture some of the tougher creatures later. Once you're all the way at the bottom of the hill near that fast travel point and you've got to the NPC, you should have noticed this effigy. Also, there are a few little eggs around this location. I don't want to keep going too far off, but just opposite that little area where the NPC is, you should find another egg just here as well. And almost finally, if you swim across that little river, you'll find another effigy just here at the bottom. So that's two effigies pretty close to each other. You will need lots of these to get increased levels to go ahead and tame lots of the pals. And then the last one here is, if you keep going along the beach, along the left hand side, at the bottom of the hill, hugging the cliffs is another location for another egg. So once you've got the egg incubator, that is a huge amount of eggs now that you can go ahead and hatch and get yourself 3 pals. And actually, this is the last one. I had forgotten about the waterfall. Actually, where you first spawn in and you're going down the hill, you'll see the waterfall into the small little lake. Go over to this area. And literally just where the bridge is, you can see there's going to be another one of them explorer notes where you learn a bit more about the story. And a purple chest. And there you go, some key points to know. Go and find and explore. Obviously, this is something you probably would have come across yourself, but I'm sure some of these egg locations were a little bit more challenging to find. I will be doing guides and showcases on all the other major points as well, especially the effigies. Look out for that video, as that's the one you're probably going to need to know most. So until next time, ratbags, I'll catch you later.